I think you should do the presentation. You were already here, Yelena, before. You know GC. So Yelena is one of our former students. You graduated 1 year ago, right?
Yeah, definitely so.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So you will help me if I'm missing something.
With pleasure.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here and to be invited to this little talk, which is going to be focused more specifically on the admissions. This is an admissions presentation more than anything else. I'm not going to go into the crazy theory of what higher education is and why we are trying to study in programs of higher education, etc., etc. We will get into the theory when you are actually in the program. But for now, we will talk in general and try to share ideas about what's a successful candidate for a higher education program, okay? So before we get started, I wanted you to do a quick thing for me. Everybody has a phone or a computer. You can't say now because that you cannot see me if you don't have a computer or a phone right now. So what I want you to do is basically get on that on your computer, and let's try to see if you can, 1 second, if you can get on this website and vote for me. Please don't do anything yet until I get this up. I don't know who already voted. I don't really want. Okay, so you have 2 questions. Somebody already voted saying lucky. So I want you to go to www.menti.com and use the code on the top here, and just in 1 word and once, not twice or anything, because actually the system is going to let you vote only once. Just once, try to answer this question with 1 word. Describe in 1 word only what successful candidate means to you. Accepted, lucky. So the votes are coming. Hardworking. I need a pen as you are voting so I can write some things. Give me 1 second. Okay, accepted, smart. Keep the votes coming. You can vote from your phone or from the computer. Thank you, Aidana. Aidana has sent you the code and the address on the chat. It's just a little digital thing to get you and get me started. Good. Ready for new knowledge. Suitable. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 votes. If we can get another 3 or 4, we can move forward. So we can see how this tally is working. Some of you may have difficulty probably to get on the website, or yeah, you can send one. You can send one more than one answer, only one answer. Very good. So I can see some of the, I see the votes now. Nice. I have leader, I have purposeful. Good. So if I'm looking at that, because we need to make sure that we save time for our talk and for any questions that we may have, I'll have these words to work with a little bit here. So the biggest word we have is smart, which is expectable. When I asked this question, I was expecting that people will definitely answer as with words like smart, hardworking, ready to know, ready for knowledge, you know, maybe a leader, because we that's when you read about our programs, they have leadership in them, and that's kind of stuff we are doing. But I like passionate. I wasn't really expecting it that very quickly, but here it is. I can see it, and also I can see 2 words that I wasn't expecting, like lucky. Actually, 3 words, like lucky. I expected motivated, but I didn't expect lucky, and I didn't expect the word suitable and acceptable. That's very interesting. So those that I didn't expect, I wrote them next to me here. But smart still you know, works as one of the you know important words so far. So what else did we miss something here? No. So okay, thank you very much. Let's stay on the same website using the same code. Try to vote on this question. Describe in 1 word what successful candidate in higher education program mean to you, or means to you. Expertise and skills. Ready to study non-stop. Experienced. Internationalized. Oh. I want to write that down. Analytical skills, okay. You can see the benefit of this kind of activity. If we would have a huge audience, we would see a lot of a lot of ways to work with these words and which words are dominating over others, etc. So it's a nice game for me so far. Experienced professional are the words that are standing out, and also ready to study non-stop is standing out. but I have words like internationalized, analytical skills. I understand that, or let's say I expected to see that. Experienced, I will write that down because it could mean a few things. And expertise and skills kind of goes together with experienced, and ready to make an impact is another one that was not kind of expected, but here it is. Kind of like expected, not expected kind of thing. So Aidana, we can access the participants to participate and talk if we want to, right, Aidana?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great, thank you. So can somebody, whoever voted using the word suitable, can you say a little bit more about that for the first question?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, it was me. Suitable, by that I meant that the person meets the requirements of the program.
Meets the requirements of the program, meaning they are qualified, right?
Yeah, they are qualified.
Okay.
And they have enough experience and skills.
Okay, great. So so you meant by that qualified, because I also had some other meanings in mind that that could work for suitable, but I will talk about that when I get into my PowerPoint. What about whoever said accepted? What does that mean? I can see it right here. Who voted?
So it was me, Ali. It's
Yeah,
Aidana.
yeah.
So I voted accepted, and I agree with Nargis, who talked before me, with the word suitable. It's kind of a synonym for that. If you are accepted, that means that's the right program for you, and taking into account your experience, knowledge, and plans.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's great. Thank you, Aidana. And in fact, actually, this suitable and accepted in this context works very well, because suitable is they are qualified, and accepted is they are qualified by the committee and then accepted into the program. We can even think about it in those steps, in those ways, in a way that there is one step and another to get us to the program. Then there is the next one is passionate, right here. Who voted as with the word passionate? And can you say a little more about that? Hi, Ali.
Yes, really, hello. Okay, nice to see you. So that was me, passionate. I just remember that you told us about that we should have good strategy skills, and that we should have passion, right? If you want to do research. Mm-hmm. That's why I wrote this word. I think it's true, because if we don't love what we do, we will not be successful.
Great, yeah, because when I saw that passionate, I got a little bit surprised, because it's something that I preach usually, and passion is, you're right, Aliyah, the most important thing is being passionate about something. And even to go a little further than how diplomatically Aliyah said it, I can say, if you are not passionate about something, there is no need for you to waste time trying to study. There is no, you don't have to, because studying it to get a degree and go work and or find a job, and if that's the only reason you are studying something like higher education or whatever, to me that's a waste of time. It's better for the person to make sure they are passionate about something. And we will talk about passionate in my PowerPoint later. Okay, thank you, Aliyah. And then for the second one, as I said, I have internationalized. Where is it? Here. It was up here, now it's here. Internationalized. Who voted internationalized?
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Good morning. Yeah, it's morning here where I am now. And sorry for my voice. I didn't talk to anyone yet. It's me who wrote internationalized. Nowadays, the higher education is in the era of globalization. So you have to be, I think, internationalized. It means the higher education here, it means the master, PhD, right? If your background, if your underground degree was internationalized, your curriculum was internationalized, your diploma is on a global scale, so you are a successful candidate for higher education. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could be qualified for a higher education program, you know, in different ways, but definitely in our context at Nazarbayev University, for example, and in a lot of other contexts, you know, internationalized is a big plus. You know, it's a value added situation here for being globalized, if you will, and internationalized, and that word itself means a lot, and there is a lot of research that's written about internationalization of higher education, and you know, it could be there's a lot of research that came out in relation to language, or language of instruction, or you know, how comparative research, or you know, many things that we can do at the level of internationalization. Great, thank you so much. You said you are where you are. It's the morning. Where are you?
I am in the UK.
Okay, great. And those people who somebody voted as experienced in this with this question. Who is that, and could you tell us a couple of words more about this word of experienced? Somebody wrote experienced. Is he, she with us still?
There might be that one person left because we were 18.
Okay.
I see that we are 17 now.
Yeah, this is, yeah. So this is a very interesting word to hear. Experienced. It's actually very. I mean, I know both ladies who are here. I don't know how many other people who were in the program with us who are here, but right now I can see Elena and Aliyah, who both came to the program with some great experience, because you both were my students and I knew about that. But at the same time, we also have people in the program. We have had people in the program throughout these almost 10 years we've been running. You know, you know, we've been running GSE. I think 2023 will be our 10th year. You know, being here. So throughout these years, we had cohorts of or students or individual students in some of the cohorts who may not have had more experience coming to the program. And we had a lot of people who had experience coming to the program. And actually we should, you know, I don't know if somebody caught this, this very specific difference of experience and do some research on this, but research generally out there has shown that coming to graduate programs like master's and PhD with experience is usually more beneficial, you know, for the learning than if you are coming to the program without experience. Like fresh graduates from bachelor's degrees going to a master's program may still be great in theory and all that, and they may be getting those great A's and all that, but at the same time, they lack that context of experience in which they can attach their knowledge to, right? So that's why I'm very attracted to this word experienced. And as I said, this is one of the a little bit not expected to be seen in this in here. Great, thank you so much. I hope everybody is, you know, I hope we got everybody into the context of what we are going to talk about today using this little activity. Now I will try to stop sharing this one so I can share my PowerPoint that we're gonna talk a little bit more today. So bear with me, please, because we are going to go through a few slides. I'll try not to bore you as much with my talking. I will just go over a few slides, and then I am actually more interested to hear, what you would say than what I'm saying. And those who were in my class, they know that I am actually, I'm very true about what I'm saying right now. I'd rather hear students and have some discussion. But since some of you are here, to know a little bit about who we are as a graduate school of education at Nazarbayev University, etc., I wanted to give you a chance to know us through a few slides that I will be presenting right now. Okay, so I will be talking about successful candidate for higher education program, just like you did a little bit with your voting here. And I will talk about what's a successful candidate, or what could a successful, or what can a successful candidate be, right? So if we think about it in what you said, and also what I have added here, we can have an overall not definition, but synonym of what a successful candidate can be. Okay, not what it is, but what it can be. So when I think about a successful candidate, I think about everything everybody said in those in the Mentimeter, but I also think that good management of time makes a successful candidate, meaning a person who can actually deal with their time, and in making sure that they will get those assignments done, get to class on time, and everything else related to time management. For those who have been in the program, they know what that exactly means. I remember this guy who is a good friend of mine. He's now working in Brazil. This is before I got my PhD, and it was a long time ago. I can't believe that actually it's almost 15 or 16 years since I got my PhD. So I asked that person, I said, by the way, you have a PhD, and I wanted to get a PhD. Do you think PhD is a difficult thing? Do you think people who get PhDs are only smart people? Because if that's the case, I don't know how to measure my intelligence. So, and the guy said, Ali, if you can sit down and write, you will get a PhD. I didn't understand it. That's how he put it. And I understood it later on when I was in the PhD program. Actually, the more I could make myself sit down and write, the more I saw a lot of advancement in my work. And those of you who wrote your thesis for the end of the year know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Okay, so managing time is really part of managing time, is sitting down and making sure that you have an outline and a plan to work forward. Okay. The other thing that since we are talking here as mostly we are a graduate school, meaning we are not an undergraduate school, meaning we don't have undergraduate students, bachelor's degree students. So since we are talking about graduate studies, for most part, a lot of graduate students have families. They have families, they have husbands, they have kids, etc. So being a successful candidate means also to make sure you know how to balance life with studies very well. Okay, those of you who have families, big or small, they know exactly what I'm talking about here. So making sure that you balance your life with your studies is another thing that gets you to be a successful candidate for programs like our program, and also successful students and successful graduates. By the way, when we talk about successful candidate here, it almost, because a candidate is a person who may be elected to be part of a certain program or a certain party or whatever. When we use candidate, it means the person is not there yet. But for me, I'm trying to use candidate in this context to mean candidate who is in the pathway towards being a student in our program and being the graduate. And so it's like entering and exiting kind of prospect here. Working towards goals and objectives. Once to me, somebody who actually knows how to put down the goals and the objectives and work towards reaching those goals and objectives is a successful candidate. So as you can see, most of these things have to do with the person themselves. These are things that the person needs to work on before they are in the classroom to get some learning going, meaning working on time management, balancing, thinking about all these issues, thinking about or also knowing exactly what you want to achieve. That's part of that passion that Aliyah was talking about earlier, but we will talk about it even more. So what exactly do I want to achieve? I want Ali and Daniel and Rita and Aliyah and Soloshash and and Jason, all these people, I want them to be my professors. But is that enough? Because Jason may be talking about globalization all the time, but if you are not, if you don't want to achieve anything with what Jason is talking to you about globalization, it doesn't mean anything. I can talk about quantitative analysis or qualitative analysis all day long, but if you don't see how you can attach the knowledge that I am giving you to your goals, objectives, and and other things, that knowledge may not mean much to you. In fact, it may just bore you, right? So these are all important for a successful candidate to talk about. So that's in terms of your own person. Then this one here moves us to you in relation to the other. So as a successful candidate, it's very important for us to be respectful of others. And when I say respectful, we are in a knowledge, in an exchange knowledge environment. You can actually express your ideas and your critiques respectfully. You can actually say, Aliyah, I don't agree with you about what you just said, but give her evidence why you don't agree with her. You can't just you can't disrespect her through shouting at her or something else. Okay, so respectful of others is, to me, a lot of people who did well in education and still do well in the job market and everything else, and their jobs are always people who are respectful and they express their ideas and and they interact with people respectfully. Good character could mean a lot of things, but it's kind of related to respect there. Easygoing. You don't have to be easygoing to be a successful candidate, but it helps. It helps when you are easygoing, because easygoing means you are flexible to listen. Those people who are flexible to listen and to learn are usually people who are trying to be analytical. And in one of those votes, I actually saw the word analytical. So in order for you to be analytical, you want to be easygoing, meaning you don't want to sit on your idea and think that your idea is the only one, and there is no other right idea except mine. Because if you do that and you take that side, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to receive the other knowledge, even if you think it may be better than yours. So easygoing is very helpful. Approachable, being approachable is always very very good. And And I have been teaching for 15 years or more right now in higher education. And when I read students' evaluations, I usually, and I would say often meaning about 70% in my evaluations, I see the word that Ali is approachable. You know, I like that, and I like when people see that kind of characteristic in me, meaning you know, it's easy for students to ask questions. It's easy for them to come to my office and ask their questions. If we ever go back to any offices, it's been a long time, and etc. Right? So as a learner, as a candidate, as a, you know, in order for you to be successful, it would be nice to be you know, approachable, like that people can approach you so they can exchange ideas with you. And then this other last part has to do mostly, I was coming up with these as I was thinking about independent study. Yeah, you know, so this one is about you with your time and your personal life versus your professional life, studies, etc. This one is you and the other, and this one here, the last one, is you and your independent study. Because in our programs, in our program, about 60% of our programs or 70% of our programs are actually you know, you with the professor, you know, and then assignments for class, etc., etc. So you have some kind of formal guidance to do the assignments and all that, because you have a professor who is guiding you. But then at some point, about 30%, or I would say 40% of the program is actually independent work. You would have to write a proposal, a thesis, go collect data, analyze data, make sense of the data, discuss it. What are your conclusions? What are your recommendations? How is this you know, contributing to Kazakhstani context in relation to your topic, etc., etc. So you would have to do that work on your own after you have done the coursework. And in order to be successful, one, you have to be disciplined. Disciplined is kind of related to time management here, but disciplined is a little more than that, meaning you can actually, you may be very good at your time management and say, I'm going to work for 1 hour a day on my dissertation. And so that's time management, but that's not the discipline, meaning you are not giving that assignment enough time during the day. So 1 hour is definitely not enough. But if you say, for example, I'm going to do some writing every day for 3 hours or 4 hours. Okay, now you are disciplined because you are giving this assignment some enough time to achieve it. Okay, for me, when I was writing my dissertation, I was trying to give myself 7 to 8 hours a day to basically just for my dissertation. For my PhD dissertation, because sometimes out of those 8 hours, 4 hours, it's like writing something and totally disregarding it, deleting it because it didn't make any sense. But the fact that you deleted it and you want to start over, that doesn't mean that you lost those 4 hours, but actually those 4 hours in which you didn't produce anything that you are going to submit gave you already a good enough idea how you're going to write something that is submittable. Okay. Hardworking has to do with really thinking about what you are doing. So in addition to discipline, now you want to be hardworking. For example, if you want to study how internationalization of higher education is impacting a student who is, you know, who is from Kazakhstan and who wants to move forward with the idea of making sure that there is a lot of development in policy reforms, they have to be a little bit hardworking as candidates and students and graduates, especially at the level of students, where they have to think about this topic and what it means, and then what kind of data could help them understand, you know, the topic very well. So if they go to the field, for example, and they talk with one person or two people, and then then take those ideas and try to analyze them in a thesis, it may be a little too less, and it's not hard work. But if they go and they find, and they have a survey and talked with people, trying who are going to answer 20 questions or 30 questions in a survey, and take the data and see exactly how the pattern in the data is, and what kind of conclusions they can get out of that, etc. Meaning it's a very interesting, it's hard work, but it's a very good reflective and analytical work that they could do. Then good study ethics. Good study ethics have a lot to do with ethics as a person, meaning you are respectful for the learning and the teaching that's being done in the classroom and other things, but also you are not trying to bring any information that is falsified, meaning you are not trying to to plagiarize. Basically, that's what good study ethics means. It means for me these are successful candidates, at the personal level, with the other, and when you have independent work to do. Okay, so this always reminds me of Aristotle, one of the important Greek philosophers that you heard of, who says the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. When you are there studying, it's so difficult, it's challenging, sometimes it's, should I say depressing? Yes. Okay. It's difficult. It's not easy to be a student. It's not easy to be a successful student. It's not, we all know that. I mean, I sat I sat in front of professors for almost, I think, for a little more than 27 years of my life, and it's not easy. You are always there, trying to give, trying to learn, trying to challenge yourself, trying to make sure that you are at least an average person, or a little more than over average everybody else, etc. So you are, but imagine once you have the degree, that higher education degree, your personality changed, your person changed. I didn't know that a master's degree or a PhD degree would have changed my life. And I will give you very quickly two quick things. When I went to the US, that's where I did my master's degree. And then when I finished my master's degree, I decided that I don't want to, because now I started teaching in a high school. I just got a job there, and then I decided I want to have a car like everybody else. So I didn't have any money. So I went to the car dealership and I said to him, I want this car. How much does it cost? He said $12,000. I said, well, I don't have that money. He's like, we can fill out a paper and then do some quick, find out if you are qualified or not. I said, okay. So in my country, back in Morocco, it means if you have some money in the bank or something. But for this guy, when he was filling out the paper, he's like, what degree do you have? I said, I just graduated with a master's degree. He's like, okay. And then 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, he got back to me. He's like, you will take the car. So tomorrow you're going to have the. I said, why am I having a car without money? He said, because you have a higher education degree. And according to their analysis, most people who have masters and PhD programs usually pay their credit, but because the job market is good for those kinds of people. So I got a car because I had a master's degree. This is just materially, it's a very interesting thing, and I always tell this story because it's connected economically to what higher education degrees do to you, right? Etc. So so that's according to Aristotle. And then I usually preach, as I told you earlier, this very interesting thing. It's not my saying, by the way. I didn't say this. I saw it somewhere. I don't know who said it, but I always loved it. In fact, if you are in my Skype, and Skype now is like the old technology for a lot of you, but I still have a Skype. But in my Skype, I have this. I have had this for probably 10 years. It says, develop passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease learning. That passion is an amazing factor in the whole learning process, not only as a student or a candidate or a graduate, but as a person. You know, I can't tell you right now in this session I'm doing with you, I am sure I'm gonna leave this session with at least 3 or 4 things, or I don't know, or even more things that I will learn from you that are going to better my life as a professor. You know, because a lot of people think, oh, he's a professor, he doesn't need to know anything else. You know, he knows it. No. If somebody says that to you, they are lying to you. We learn from you. The good news is that we don't pay you for that learning. Thank you very much. But we learn from you, believe me. Okay, so that passion right here is amazing. It's and if I have to, if you go to the dictionary on Google and then put passion, it's going to give you a lot of meanings. You know, professional passion, personal passion, this and that. Basically, generally, it means you love something. And loving something means you don't cease thinking about that thing. You know, you keep thinking about it to the extent that I say to people, especially PhD students, and I have PhD students here, and I hope none of them are in this session right now, because I say to them, you have to have a topic that you are passionate about. And some of them were like, what do you mean by passion? I said, you know, when you are in the shower, taking your shower, and you are thinking about the topic, then you are passionate about it. You know, that's what passion is all about. You know, why am I saying that to the PhD students? And I say to the master students, because master students can survive if you are not 100% passionate about the topic that you are studying. As a master student, you're gonna live with that independent study for about for you know a little time, and then you can change, right? It's okay, but the PhD student has to live with the topic for at least 3 years. You know, imagine 365 times 3. That's a lot of time. Okay. I think we are running a little, you know, I need to go a little quick here because time is really running. Why is higher education important, right? So I have a list of why, and I'm sorry that I populated this slide, but basically it kind of captures a lot of things that we talked about right now. You know, to understand why higher education is important, we need to understand the purpose of higher education. And here are some of those things that are related to the purpose of higher education. So the personal development, we talked about that, right? Knowledge base, etc., helps us find a passion, because passion is not just there. Okay, but the higher education actually can help you find that. You know, you specialize. So for me, I'm specialized in finance of higher education. That's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I'm gonna be doing the rest of my life. Okay, so that's what passion means. So that specialization is actually part of the passion. It helps you to find a purpose in life. A lot of people don't know why they are in this life, but when they get into higher education, they have this time to actually open their minds and listen to researchers and read research and do this and do that. And then by the time they finish the program, they start feeling that actually they start understanding who they are, you know, and to know themselves. It opens the doors for our minds, meaning you grow, because there are a lot of enchantments out there that are helping you be aware and understand, you know, a lot of things, and how those things kind of like are harmonized in life. A lot of times you are looking at people, at students studying, and they were just students studying. But then when you study those students in your own thesis, that harmony of understanding that you got about studying those students starts making a lot of sense to you. It helps us achieve real success in life, because there are different, different types of success. The fact that you have a master's degree or a PhD degree is already success. But the fact that you have that degree gives you access to a lot of things like 5G, like Miazoli, like technology in general, etc. And you ended up actually helping economy. You are developing society. You become like that light for society, for your students. And some of you, like Yelena and Aliyah, I know that you've been in the classroom and you are playing this role of what we call real success. Okay, and real success could be also at the level of working with the ministry, working here, taking lead here, taking lead there, etc. Okay, sorry. Why are we looking for the right candidate whom we call successful? You know why? Because of this picture here. If you look at this picture, this is all data, but this picture gives you a lot. So if you look at this, they are trying to measure less than high school diploma all the way to the doctoral degree. The average, the unemployment rate around people generally here is 7.6%. But as we go up, we see that unemployment rate is less and less and less around people who are getting to bachelor's degrees, to master's degrees, to professional degrees, and to doctoral degrees. And also the median weekly earnings for people, the average is $797. But then if you look at doctoral, professional, and master's degrees, you see that they are earning more than the average, the average income in general. So basically, this summarizes it all for you. A bachelor's degree holders, they make 74% more per year, or it depends. We can measure it per month or whatever, than those people who only have high school degrees. So 74%, it's already a big change in income. So that's really why we are looking for successful candidates, because we want to make sure that people are benefiting economically, but also benefiting in the job market and socially and other things. Okay. What are our successful candidates? Now, we did some voting, and here are our successful candidates. To me, a successful candidate is a person who has a vision and a mission. In addition to what you said, I'm adding this to you. And this is really very important to think about. Have a mission and a vision. What do I mean by that? Here is the question here. Are you able to draw a career path decision before you come to us? Can you say, when I get into this program, I'm going to make sure that I learn this and this and this because I want to be that? Having that vision and that mission is going to help you so much to learn a lot. A lot of people who actually learn very well in classes that you may have been in, and they are very devoted to a certain skill or a certain knowledge, it's because they know exactly what they're going to be. I had a student in a master's student in the program. I remember my first year in Kazakhstan in 2014, the fall of 2014. I had a student who loved, to learn quantitative research. In fact, she used to write, after the lesson, she would write another 5 or 10 questions, and she's like, Dr. Ali, can I talk with you in your office? And then she would bring that list of 10 questions and all that. And after she was done with our program, and we used to have, I then announced this, we used to have 1 year in the master's program. After she finished that 1 year in the master's program, and I looked at our alumni, our first graduated, our second graduated students, I should say, our second cohort students, I found out that she was working in analytical center, analyzing the reports and all that. That's what she wanted to do. I don't know what she's doing right now. I could find out, but she really wanted that analysis, even if it was kind of introduction to statistics and stuff. She tried to benefit out of that as much as she could. She brought me examples, this, that, because she wants exactly what she wants. So that vision and mission are really helpful. What I would say, help us to help you. So the fact that you have that vision and mission and you are bringing it to us, we will help you. We will do what we do usually, right? But 50% of you being successful, meaning half of you being successful, is bringing us that mission and vision so we can understand it, so we can help you, okay? So take advantage of that. I put here some quick questions and I will share this with Aidana, to share it with you if you are interested. There are just some questions to keep in mind as you are thinking about that vision and mission. What do I want to be? Why do I need to be that? What do I want in life? Will my career give me those things? Can my career move me to another career? Will my career make me happy? Okay, so these are all good things to think about. As there may be other questions that you can ask yourself. Add them to this list, no problem. Okay, once you determine your career path, you need to be successful in realizing it, in the realization of that career path. And here is very quick. Here are very quick ideas. The university can be exciting. It's actually an exciting place to be. I always love to be in the university because I know other people, I talk with them, they are different. They are different than my family and other people that I know. It's all exciting, but it's also overwhelming. It's you have all these assignments that you have, especially at the graduate level. Those people of you who have been in graduate level, they know that, So I would say, if you want to be a successful candidate and a successful student, etc., come with the idea of having fun. Come to have fun. I loved my students with Yelena and Aliyah, one of the best groups that I had. We had all these people taking pictures in the class. I remember one of the students, Azamat, who had a camera, and he's like, and we are teaching regressions, and he's like, let me take this moment. To take a picture, right, Yelena? And that's having fun. And he's like, Dr. Ali, can we catch this moment? I said, sure. That's having fun. I mean, that's okay. But you stay focused, and they did. And you never give up. You never give up. And never, I wrote it in capitalized words, you never give up. You shouldn't give up, okay? You attend all classes. Right? Of course, there are different situations where you may not attend classes, but you want to make sure that you attend all the classes. You don't procrastinate. You study, 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 and study. That's the mission and the vision why you are there. And keep in mind that the costs of classes. I didn't even put that here. I know what per student cost is in our program, and I calculated that at some point in my life because that's part of my research, but I didn't even want to put that here because you don't pay tuition. The government pays for you because you are an excellent student. It's merit-based grants, but at the same time, think about that return on investment that you get when you actually go to these programs. Okay. Again, here is another list of successful candidates in higher education program and what it means. So building, you should do all these things. These have nothing to do with books that we give you to read and other things, right? These things like building a suitable network. take advantage for that. You have 2 years with us in the master's program. Build some kind of suitable network. Take advantage of webinars, conferences. When we go back after COVID-19, hopefully, when we go back, there is actually money for you at GSC that you can apply for to go and present in Hamburg or in United States or somewhere else. To take advantage of having that international aspect of your education. We have a lot of things that we have international people coming to the university. Take advantage of those things happening at the university. Try to be as present in the university. We have different emails coming out of our programs of PhD students defending, master students defending. These are all good events for you to attend. That's a good network for you to have. Active participation in class and beyond, and what I mean by active participation is not only to study, but also to engage with with what's going on in school. You engage in activities, you engage even, come to those pizza parties when we go back, even if you are, and I really love that Yelena and Aliyah, for example, who were our graduates now, and they are here. I mean, that's, coming back to see, things differently than when we interviewed them to be part of the program. That's really nice. Okay, and make sure that you get in touch, alumni, and we are working on making sure that we have an alumni association. My colleague Lynn is really working on that, and at some point we will have, you will find the alumni. So alumni and new students and candidates, etc., are talking. So there is a good communication. Okay, and like I said earlier, you can be critical of a lot of things, because this is the environment of knowledge. But make sure that you are constructive in your critique, etc. Okay, so here is an example of a successful candidate. In July 2020, I had this is a high-level journal where we published a paper called "Mapping the Implementation of Higher Education Funding Reform in Kazakhstan: Policy, Resources, and Perspectives." So everybody knows Rita Kasha and myself, and then you have Victoria here. She's our PhD student, and if you actually, those of you who know Victoria will know that she's actually working on a thesis related to inclusive education. But here she is. She presented, she published with us, and she has a publication in a Q1 journal, in a very high, good journal. Why? Because she had something to offer in this. So you don't have to stay in your little area trying to be successful in that little area. See other things that you are interested in. I have written about language and language policy. And I am focused on funding, on finance of higher education, but I can also look at other things. So that's the reason I brought this quick example of a successful candidate. You go beyond. That's what I meant by going beyond, the participating in the classroom and other things. Victoria had something. She was in a couple of classes in the PhD program, including advanced quantitative research. And then when we got into this study, somehow we found each other, and then we talked, and then we saw that she was very interested, and she had actually something to offer us, in this topic that we are talking about. But she's not a finance of higher education person, right? Okay. So to answer the question we started with of who is a successful candidate in higher education program, a successful candidate in the program is a person who can leave traces behind them when they leave. There is something we can remember about Yelena and Aliyah when they leave. They left some traces including some good thesis that they wrote, ideas that they left with us, what we learned from them. A successful candidate is the person who is able to touch the the lives and around them with their senses, meaning they learned, now they are out there, and with that passion they have about learning and what they learned, etc., they could actually touch a lot of other lives out there. So because that passion really helps you, people can see passion in you, right? That's when they accept what you are telling them. A successful candidate is a person who comes with the humble approach to challenge, learn, teach, exchange, engage, and find oneself through those actions and behaviors. So you actually, because if you want to benefit others, you have to benefit yourself first. You have to know yourself in order to be able to know the world, okay? And I will end with a very nice saying that I always love from Khalil Gibran. He's a Lebanese philosopher who said, when you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. And I love that. It makes a lot of sense. And with that, I will thank you, and I thank you very much for being here. Sorry that I was planning on 1 hour with questions, but I went over that time. And here is the email address if you have any questions, those of you especially who are new, who are coming to us, and also those of you who have been in the program, and some of you, I still have your WhatsApps, So thank you very much, and I hope, I said something beneficial for you here. If you have any, I don't know, Aidana, if we have time for a couple of questions or no, but I am at the mercy of Aidana now. Whatever she wants me, I will do.
Sure. Thank you very much, Professor Ali. And sure, we can take several questions for 5 maybe minutes, because we said we'll be in an hour time, but as everybody is here, please feel free to ask questions in person or type it in the chat box.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, it's not a question. I just want to thank you because I am at the stage of writing dissertation, and today's your one phrase was very important for me. If you are successful, if you can just sit and write. So I was walking around looking for inspiration, motivation, whatever it is. But after watching you today, I will just go and sit and write without looking for any. But you have said a lot of motivational words, and it was very useful for me. Maybe that's why I'm here. Maybe I don't know why I'm here. I've just registered, and today I got a lot of useful things. Thank you so much. Yeah, and you have a great day ahead.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Jamal, is that your name?
Yes, it's
okay. I said it the right way. Yeah, great. Yeah, no, you're welcome. Exactly, for writing that thesis. Just try to work exactly on making sure that you sit down. In fact, actually, there is a paper. If I find it at some point, I can share it. So I don't know where we can share papers with different people who are not in. I am in higher education program, but once I find this paper, it's very interesting. It's actually about women having kids and writing. It's very interesting. They are more successful than men, and also than women who don't have families. And the reason is because those women who have kids, those kids actually are great for those women because they make them disciplined. They put in, they are like, okay, my kid is not going to let me do anything until he or she goes to sleep at 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock at night, I will sit and write. They actually sit down and write. They are more successful than a person who has a lot of freedom, still thinking when they are going to sit down.
Thank you for this. I do have 3 kids, and I will take into consideration these words. Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck. You will be fine. You will be fine. Thank you.
Hello, Professor. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Elmira.
Hi, Elmira.
Thank you very much for your presentation, for your lovely thoughts. I think it was very interesting to take advantage all since you were talking about. I just wanted to say some maybe point of view what I understand. I think education is complex. Regardless what we do, what we change, what reform are applying. And what I also understand, nothing is impossible in our life. And the third thing, what I understand, it's we were talking about luck. I think the luck is also important for all applicants who would like to get such an experience, such an opportunity. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, there are a lot of people there who are very smart and who can do a lot in our programs and stuff. But because programs like these are very competitive, we definitely it definitely kind of get some people, I don't know how to say it better, except to say who may not be able to be accepted in the program with all their skills, and there is usually some lag that goes with that. But again, I said something very important in this presentation, hopefully, which I hope kind of like resonates with this idea of making sure you are persistent and you don't give up. And we've had students, and Aidana may know this better than me, but looking at the data in GC, I have seen people who applied 3 times to the program, and in the 3rd time they got in. They are persistent. They never gave up. And I'm not making up this. I wish I could have data on the tips of my fingers right now to show you that. I don't know what the numbers are, but I know very much that I have seen. Actually, students told me, they said, that this is my 4th time or my 3rd time I have been applying, but I was never able to get in the program. And I say to them, did you get to the level of interview? And the person would embarrass me saying, you are actually one of the interviewers. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. But they were like, you are one of the interviewers, and you told me that I'm great, and you never accepted me. And I understand that. I mean, we are very competitive, and that's what makes us, because we want to keep a certain quality of higher education. I think Ali and Yelena, correct me if I'm wrong, you were 20 in the class, right? Am I right? About 20?
No, there were less. I think so. We were about 17.
Yeah, about 17. There you go. So, but I can't tell you what the applications were then, but I know that we had at least 50 or 60 applications. And for us to find 17 people to 20 people that we need in the program, it takes a lot of effort on our behalf. And at the same time, we are looking at all these ideas of successful candidates, like who is going to be successful in this program. And of course, if we accept all those 60 people, they probably have a chance to be successful. But for us to make sure that, for me to, Yelena was one of my advisees for the master's program, for me to have enough time to make sure that Yelena is benefiting from, my expertise and other professors' expertise. We have to make sure that we have less people in the program, to benefit. But again, persistence is very important here. If you are qualified and that's what you want, yes, there is some luck, but at the same time, you want to insist and persist, and you will be successful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, can I also add?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just wanted also to thank the professor for all the thoughts, for everything. I think that the feedback is very important, especially for any person, especially for a teacher, for a professor. And I just want to say that I'm applying for the 2nd time, and right now I'm still working on my personal statement. And after this webinar, I just want to believe that I am a successful candidate. And I also have some thoughts now on what to improve. So thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Here we go. We just said that, and here is NUGSE, who is one of those candidates who is, trying to make sure, again, we are approachable also, if you have any questions, we have these kinds of sessions exactly to make sure that you can ask us questions. I don't know how many webinars Aidana is running, but here is one of them, and please benefit from those. Come to them. I have said something related to what I think I can motivate you with, and at least clarify for you. But there are other webinars and other ideas that other people have that can benefit you as well. So make sure you are in communication with us, so you can be, so you understand our philosophy, our mission, and how we are moving, this great train of ours safely, with quality as well.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Please, you are not Galaxy though, right?
Thank you very much for the seminar and for your good recommendations. I'm sorry for the noise. I'm just walking along the street, trying to get the best of, the most of this webinar. My question is not actually maybe a question, but I'm asking for advice. I know that when you're trying to find a good research question to pursue during your PhD studies, you are advised by many sources to find a professor who is interested in this research topic. And if we follow this recommendation and try to find a member of faculty in the NUGSE who would be interested in supervising me if I'm a successful candidate, what if during the first year, during the studies and, during the time when I read more literature and get more insights, what if I change my mind and decide to pursue another research question, which might be a little bit different or a lot more different from the first one? What shall then, what can be your advice then? What shall be done then?
That's a great question. Thank you very much. Are you applying for, are you trying to be a candidate for PhD or for a master's program?
For a PhD program.
For a PhD program. Okay, so I'm asking that because, trying to align yourself with a professor who has the similar expertise and all that is one of the great first steps for you to go on, to pursue when you are trying to get into a PhD program in general. And it's good to follow the same thing in our program. However, when I went to the State University of New York, in New York State to do my PhD, and for us to actually for them to actually accept you in the program, you have to align yourself with a professor's expertise. It's very important that you do that. UK universities work the same. Australian universities work the same. We don't work that way. We ask you to write a research proposal, that you will send to us along with your application as a PhD candidate. But you can write about the topic that's close to your heart right now, and we can read about it. But when we read that topic for admissions for you, we are not reading the topic as this person is going to research this, and therefore we will accept her in the program. That's not what we do. We read what you write in order to see your potential to be a researcher, meaning that's going to help us know whether you are going to survive the program of 4 or 5 years or no. Okay, so the fact that you get into the program and you change your mind about another topic is actually a good thing. Why is it a good thing? Because it shows the growth. The reason you changed the topic, and we have a lot of people who have done that in the PhD program, the reason you did that is because your knowledge has grown, meaning before you got in the program, you were interested to study how students learn geography. I'm just making up this, okay? But then you came to our program and after 1 year, let's say, or 6 months, or 1 semester in the program, let's say 1 year, because 1 year gives you a better chance to start thinking and more knowledge to start thinking about what you want to do. So let's say after 1 year, you decided to do something related to internationalization of higher education. So that's way different than where you started. That's good, because you start trying to find yourself professionally and academically, and you can do that. And in fact, actually, in our program, we don't match you with the supervisor until 1 year later. And the reason we do that is because we want to give our PhD students time to really get into our classes, learn some theory, learn some research, participate in discussions in classes in order for them to find hopefully what exactly they wanted to research. After 1 year, we start matching you with supervisors. Well, we give you a chance to fill out a form that says, I would like to have this person, that person, because we also give you a chance to know everybody, meaning professors, faculty members that we have and their expertise. In fact, actually, in some classes, they even come and also in the orientation time, we come and introduce ourselves to students and say, this is who we are, and this is the kind of research we do, etc. So you have a lot of chances and a lot of window for you to think, to grow, and then to change the topic if you need to change the topic, etc. So that's actually, in fact, that's actually how we work in the PhD program. I don't know. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you very much. That answers my question, and you have given me great comfort. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think we take more than we expected, Dr. Ali. So thank you very much. I don't want to ask for more of your time because you spent like 1.5 hours with us today. So thank you very much for your interesting presentation and the motivation you gave it for all the participants. And I hope we'll see many new faces that are present here with us in the fall semester. So thank you very much and take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Ainana. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending this session. And thank you, my former students. Nice to see you here. And good luck to the new candidates. And please reach out to us if you have any other questions before you get to the program, or if you just want to know more about our programs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Goodbye. See you.
Yes, see you. Nice to see you. Bye-bye.